안녕하세요. Hi everyone. I'm Jake. Thanks for watching this video. Before we get started, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm a native Korean speaker and I teach English for a living. Lately, I've been thinking about teaching Korean abroad, so I decided to start this YouTube channel to practice teaching Korean. I have a TESOL certificate for teaching English, and I've also completed the Korean language teachers training program. I have some foreign friends who are learning Korean, and I asked them what the most difficult part is. Guess what they said? Grammar. Of course, it's grammar. It's always grammar. So I decided to help them. On this channel, I'll mainly focus on grammar for learners who struggle with it. Now, let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about the major differences between English and Korean. English is 영어 in Korean, and Korean is 한국어. I believe understanding these differences will help you improve your Korean more effectively. So, difference number one is word order, which is 어순 in Korean, or sentence structure, which is 문장 구조 in Korean. In English, it is subject, verb, object, but in Korean, it's subject, object, verb. Let's take a look at some examples. In English, you say, I like coffee. I is 저 in Korean. Like is 좋아하다. And coffee is 커피. We don't have the F sound in Korean, so the P sound is used for coffee. So, in Korean, we say 저 커피 좋아하다. But unfortunately, the sentence is incorrect because you need to add markers for the subject and the object. So, difference number two is the markers or particles, which is 조사 in Korean. You need to add 는 after the subject 저 and 를 after the object 커피. As you can see, 는 is the subject marker and 를 is the object marker. In English, if you switch the position of the subject and the object, the meaning becomes completely different. For example, coffee like I doesn't have the same meaning as I like coffee. However, in Korean, even if you switch them, the meaning can stay the same because of the markers. For example, 커피를 저는 좋아하다 still means I like coffee. Of course, this sentence is grammatically incorrect, but people can still understand what you are trying to say. So we say, 저는 커피를 좋아하다. But unfortunately, the sentence is still not correct because the verb needs to be conjugated. So, difference number three is conjugation. If you look up the word conjugation in a Korean dictionary, you'll probably see this. 동사의 활용 or 동사 활용형. However, we usually say 어미 변화, which means changes in word endings. Anyway, you also use conjugation in English when expressing tenses and other grammatical features. In this sentence, 좋아하다 is the infinitive form of the verb like in Korean, but we don't really use infinitives in everyday Korean. In English, you often use infinitives, for example, after auxiliary verbs or with to. However, in Korean, you have to change the verb form all the time. As you can see, 좋아 part doesn't change because it's the stem of the verb. So you only need to change the ending part, 하다. So we say, 저는 커피를 좋아해요. Finally, the sentence is correct. But here's the bad news. Conjugation gets a lot more complicated than this because you have to change it depending on honorifics, tenses, and more. The good news is, I'm here to help you. So today we've covered the major differences between English and Korean, and I hope this helped you understand the language better. Of course, there are many more differences, but if you remember these three key points, they'll help you improve your Korean more easily. In my next videos, I'll go into more detail about markers and conjugations because they are essential for becoming comfortable with the language. I think we can wrap it up here for today. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.